Even the greatest players of our time make mistakes. They take too many risks. After all, they're only human. But what if they weren't? I give you the future of football, our clones. Flawless decision-making, guaranteed results. It's what the people want. Football just changed forever.
The Last Game advert from Nike. A future where robotic clones without creativity and flair dominated the game. These machines played with precision and efficiency, but something was missing. The magic, the unpredictability, the joy that only human players brought to the pitch. Is modern football heading in the same direction? In an era where structured systems dominate, the artistry of players seems to be fading. What does this mean for the future? Is this the end of creativity in football? Football since its early days has always had its magicians, players who could turn a game on its head with a moment of brilliance. When people think of the word flair, they often picture a Brazilian style of football, whether it be the classic 1970 squad containing players like Pelé or the team of the early 2000s. Brazil has always been known for its unique style of play. One of the most iconic examples of a flair player from Brazil is Ronaldinho. His creativity and personality on the pitch was special. Consistently performing tricks and flicks, combined with his remarkable vision and flair, made him one of the most beloved players of his generation. Ronaldinho's career was marked by moments of pure magic. He didn't just play football, he danced with the ball, inspiring an entirely new generation of players, one of these being Neymar. Neymar's ability and talent was picked up from a young age, with many believing he was the future of Brazilian football after Ronaldinho. They were not wrong. With his mesmerising dribbles and intelligence on the ball, he was the perfect successor for Ronaldinho and the next step in Brazilian football. This was also confirmed by Ronaldinho himself, stating, "Without a doubt he's my heir." From his flashy skills to his partnership with Messi and Suarez, Neymar's freedom on the pitch was a sight to behold. His ability to take on defenders, create chances out of thin air and entertain the crowd made him a fan favourite and a nightmare for opponents. Statistically, Ronaldinho's numbers were impressive in terms of pure output, but Neymar's are a level above. This proves being an entertainer can also mean being one of the most efficient and effective footballers in the world. Flair in football isn't one-dimensional. Zinedine Zidane, for example, brought a different kind of magic to the pitch. His elegance, ball control and visionary play made him one of the most admired players in football history. Players like Eden Hazard looked up to Zidane and aspired to bring that same combination of grace and genius to the game. Eden Hazard's dribbling, vision and ability to glide past players made him one of the most exciting talents in the 2010s. At his peak, he was simply untouchable, statistically one of the best dribblers of all time, while also being highly effective, leading his teams to multiple titles and earning individual awards. We also can't forget the existence of street footballers whose sole purpose was to entertain. Adel Taarabt, although not as successful as the others mentioned, was another player who epitomised flair, even if his career didn't reach the heights many expected. All these players mentioned brought joy, excitement and unpredictability to the game. They were the ones to get you off your seat. They were football's biggest entertainers. As the game evolves, so do its strategies. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City are the best example of modern tactical brilliance. Guardiola's philosophy prioritises structure, discipline and meticulous planning. His tactics have brought immense success, winning multiple Premier League titles and establishing City as one of the dominant forces in European football. But with this success comes a price. Guardiola's system is built on precise passing, positioning and possession-based football. The emphasis is on controlling the game, minimising risks and maximising efficiency. Players are drilled to maintain their positions and strictly follow the tactical plan. This approach has turned Manchester City into one of the best teams of all time, but has also raised criticisms. Players like Jack Grealish, known for their directness and flair, often find themselves constrained by the demands of the system. At Aston Villa, Grealish was the focal point, given the freedom to express himself and take risks. His dribbling, vision and creativity made him one of the most exciting talents in the Premier League. At City, however, he faces criticism for not being as direct or impactful. The tactical constraints placed upon him by Guardiola's system limit his natural flair. Guardiola's approach minimises risks, which means players are encouraged to make safe passes and maintain possession rather than attempting risky dribbles or plays that could lose the ball. The fear of losing the ball and disrupting the team's tactical setup can without a doubt affect creativity. Players become more concerned with not making mistakes than with creating opportunities that are not clear-cut. This is also beginning to be instilled in players from a young age. Youth academies focus on developing players who can fit into specific tactical systems, which can suppress the natural flair and creativity of young talents. This could potentially result in a decline in the number of players with the natural flair and creativity that once defined the game. Pep Guardiola's success at Manchester City has set a benchmark for modern football tactics. This has resulted in a shift towards more structured, system-based football across many leagues. Defences have also become more sophisticated in response to the evolution of football tactics. Modern defenders are not just expected to stop attacks, but also to initiate play and contribute to the team's overall strategy. This has led to more organised and disciplined defensive units, making it harder for creative players to break through. The increased focus on tactical discipline in defence means that creative players face tougher challenges when trying to express their flair. Defenders are better trained to anticipate and neutralise individual ability, making it more difficult for players to produce moments of magic. This sophistication in defence is a significant factor in the decline of flair players, as it requires them to be even more exceptional to succeed. This shift has sparked a broader conversation about the role of creativity in modern football. Is the game really losing its most entertaining aspect in the pursuit of efficiency and control? Fans and critics argue that players are becoming robotic, forced to prioritise a system over individual expression. There's definitely a feeling that the game is losing its magic and entertainment value. The excitement of seeing a player take on defenders and create something out of nothing is being replaced by a more predictable and controlled style of play. Research from Japanese neurologists provided a fascinating insight into the creativity of top-level athletes. Using MRI images, their study on Neymar revealed his brain almost operates on autopilot when he plays, using 10% less cerebral function compared to amateur players. This allows Neymar to perform complex movements effortlessly, highlighting how some players naturally combine flair with efficiency. The study also mentions it's possible genetics is a factor, aided by the type of training he does. When naturally expressive players like Neymar are able to perform at high levels without overthinking each action, it might suggest managers who prefer to use structured systems may be hindering some of their players' performances by making them consciously stick to the strict instructions and tactics. Managers are increasingly focused on their wing players having higher outputs in terms of goals and assists. This shift has seen the emergence of players like Mohamed Salah and Bukayo Saka being celebrated for their high productivity. Mohamed Salah, since joining Liverpool, has been a goal-scoring machine. His ability to find the back of the net consistently has made him one of the top forwards in the world. Salah's playstyle is more direct, focusing on end product rather than the trickery and flair seen in players like Neymar. This approach has no doubt paid off, with Salah recording multiple high output seasons, contributing to Liverpool's success in both the Premier League and Champions League. Similarly, Bukayo Saka has emerged as one of Arsenal's most productive players. His versatility and efficiency have made him a key player for both club and country. His ability to deliver goals and assists regularly has earned him praise and recognition. Both of their dribbling stats are highly impressive, but there is certainly stronger focus on effective dribbles rather than dribbling for entertainment's sake. This reflects the broader trend in modern football. Both Salah and Saka have demonstrated they are more than capable of scoring and producing moments of pure genius. There is no doubt that these players are creative and entertaining, however, their performances tend to be measured more in their goals and assists than general all-round play. Some teams and players have managed to strike a balance between individual creativity and tactical discipline. At Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti allows players like Vinicius Jr. to express themselves. Ancelotti's management style provides a solid tactical framework while giving creative players the freedom to showcase their talents. This has come with great success. Vinicius Jr. in particular has thrived under Ancelotti's guidance, combining his flair and technical skills with tactical awareness. His dribbling, pace and ability to take on defenders make him a constant threat in the final third. Ancelotti's approach exemplifies how a balance can be struck, allowing players to flourish within a structured system. Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, an emerging star at Napoli, is another example of a player thriving with a balance of flair and tactical discipline. His dribbling and creativity has earned him the nickname Kvaradona, and under a flexible tactical system, he's been able to express his skills effectively. Even Pep Guardiola, known for his rigid systems, has players like Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva, who still produce moments of brilliance with his structured setup. These players show that it is possible to combine tactical discipline with individual creativity, providing hope for the future of football. So what does the future hold for football? Will we see a resurgence of creative freedom, or will tactical systems continue to dominate? The answer likely lies in a hybrid approach. Coaches and teams will need to adapt, finding ways to integrate individual brilliance within a structured framework. The future of football may well depend on these players who can embody both aspects of the game. The debate between flair and tactics is much more complex than choosing one over the other. The disappearance of flair in favour of rigid systems is a concern, but it's not an inevitable outcome. By finding a balance, football can retain its creative soul while embracing the tactical advancements that drive the modern game. As football continues to evolve, the challenge for coaches will be to create systems that allow for both tactical discipline and individual creativity. The success of teams that strike this balance will likely influence the future direction of the game. Pure entertainers may be on the decline, but there are new types of players who have had to adapt due to modern systems. There will always be moments of brilliance and special players in football. The game's evolution may bring back pure entertainers as it continues to change. The future is most definitely still bright, with young ballers such as Lamine Yamal, Henry Paez and Estavio Willian to name a few. All have shown remarkable skills and individual flair, offering hope that the game we all love will continue to thrive. And at the end of the advert, the humans do in fact beat the robots, reminding us that football is not just about efficiency and precision, it's about the unexpected moments of brilliance, the joy of taking risks, and the magic that only human creativity can bring to the pitch. And if you enjoy this type of video, be sure to check out my other video on the channel where we explore the Ronaldo vs Messi paradox and uncover a surprising truth about the two players and their relationship.